Our lead story of the day is regarding yesterday's White House press briefing, where NBC White House correspondent Kristen Welker questions Karine Jean-Pierre on a variety of topics, all the way from the IRS whistleblower to, is Joe Biden to blame for, anything? Before we get into it, as always, hit that like and subscribe button. Leave us a short, sweet comment down below. Your help support would be greatly appreciated. Without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
Karine, thank you. A couple, first on Hunter Biden and on McCarthy. Just to be very clear, for the sake of transparency, which the president says he values, does the White House support giving this IRS agent whistleblower protection?
For the state of transparency, and so that we do not politicize any of this, the president has been very clear that this is something for the Department of Justice, which is independent, and we have been very clear since the campaign that this is something that they need to speak to, and that's why we refer you to the Department of Justice. We're just not going to speak about it from here.
For the sake of transparency, and then using the word clear, but not answering the question, how is that being transparent as well as clear? Let me know if you could figure that one out, because I sure in hell can't.
I just have you respond to some Republicans, though, who suggest that the fact that the IRS agent is seeking whistleblower status could show that the administration is slow walking or somehow obstructing justice.
We're letting Department of Justice handle this. That's what an administration does when they believe in the rule of law, when they believe that the Department of Justice is independent. That's what the president believes. This is something for the Department of Justice. This is an issue that they're dealing with, and we leave that to them. As I mentioned, my White House...
Question of the day for the comment section, folks. Do you think the DOJ is independent? And what I mean by that is, do you think the DOJ is working with the Biden administration behind closed doors to do some foo-foo stuff? That's the question of the day. Let us know in the comment section below. Would love to hear your responses. A lot of you gave Joe Biden an F. Some of you gave Joe Biden an A grade the other day because he excels at destroying this country, which we talk about in our book. And some people that gave him an A because he's destroying the country from the inside out probably read our book, Trojan Horse, How the Left is Destroying America. You're seeing it in real time. Folks, grab yourself a copy. Amazon, Barnes & Noble's, Walmart. Heck, you can find it anywhere and everywhere. Pick yourself up a copy, or heck, get a copy for a Democrat friend because they need to be red-pilled. Real quick, let's go ahead and continue.
Colleagues at the counsel's office put out a statement on this. They were more specific on that, and so I certainly would refer you to my colleagues and to the Department of Justice.
Just on the debt limit, at the risk of dating myself, I was here back in 2011 during the debt ceiling fight then. And due in part to the gridlock over that issue, S&P downgraded the nation's credit ratings, markets plummeted, interest rates increased, the country's borrowing costs went up by more than $1 billion. Is the president risking the same and Congress by dragging out this process?
It's not the president that's risking this. It is Congress. It is Congress that is risking this. These political stunts that you're seeing from Speaker McCarthy and the MAGA wing, this is dangerous. These are political stunts that will have long-lasting effects, as you just laid out. This is something that they can easily deal with immediately by putting a piece of legislation on the floor to deal with not defaulting. This is their constitutional duty. We should not have to negotiate on this. We should not be doing this with conditions. They were able to do this 3 times under the last administration, a Republican administration.
But doesn't everyone...
Folks, if you're looking at my reaction, it's just because it really does blow my mind. Not just the executive branch, but Congress as well. Is that you have these politicians that are elected that are terrible with money. They're terrible with all of our money. And now we're over $30 trillion in debt. And now you have this knuckle here, Sideshow Bob, that pretends to answer questions of which nobody ever asked her. That it's a good idea to just continue to raise the debt ceiling. Like that's going to solve the problem. You see this time and time again from just Democrat Party in general, or heck, politicians, that they will give quote unquote solutions. And for those that are listening to audio, I put that in air quotes because there's never solutions. You put a Band-Aid on something and then it just continues to get worse. In the same way, they had a solution to the situation at the southern border, of which now you have a massive bleep storm. And then their idea of fixing the issue is to give us a bunch of stuff that doesn't actually solve the issue. Like, giving helicopter rides to illegal immigrants to fly them from one facility to another. That's part of the package that they want to do down there at the southern border. Not build a border wall, not stop the bleeding. They would rather put a Band-Aid over something that's gushing blood and then say that, oh, look what we did. Everybody bow down to Joe because he's doing a great job. That's basically what she's talking about here. Rather than getting our finances in order, filling our ish out, stop giving everybody entitlements through our entitlement programs, our social programs, which is basically 70% of our budget. We're going to sit there and go, hey, let's trim, let's cut back on the military. All the while you have actual countries that hate us, that wants to wipe us off the face of the earth, but we're going to cut back on our military and basically give everybody handouts at the end of the day with all these social programs that we want to do. It's insane, folks, but they're not going to solve the problems because we keep electing the same people that haven't solved the problem for decades.
Bear responsibility, including and especially the president.
The responsibility to make sure that we do not default, it sits in the hands of Congress. And right now, it is Speaker McCarthy and the MAGA wing, pardon me, of the Republican conference. It is up to them to get this done. They are wasting time. And I've already laid out what they did propose, how much that's going to hurt American families who are trying to make ends meet.
But the president said, show me your budget. He didn't say, show me a budget that I agree with. Speaker McCarthy's put forward.
Well, you have to finish the statement. He said, well, you have to finish what he said. The statement that he made, his quote is, show me your budget and I'll show you what you value. That's what the president said. And by looking at this blueprint, by looking at the plan, they are certainly showing us their value.
I guess the question is, isn't the ball in the president's court?
I already answered the question, Kristen, many, many times. This is a constitutional duty that Congress has, and Speaker McCarthy is playing games. He is wasting the time of the American people. This is a political stunt, and he has to act. He has to act. And what he showed us yesterday, he aligned himself with the MAGA wing of the party. Go ahead, Ken.
Like how quickly she moves on here because she doesn't answer the question. Joe Biden's not to blame for anything. It's been 2.5 years. You guys, I know I say this all the time. I'm very self-aware that we repeat ourselves a lot here on the show, but it's so mind-boggling that you could look around and see the bleep storm that's taking place in Democrat-ran cities, the crime, the drug usage. You look at the southern border with the massive surge of illegal immigrants that are coming across the country, over 5 million people. You have 22 to 25 million people presently in the country illegally as of right now. You have literally 11 terror watch list people that were just apprehended in the month of March. Joe Biden's still setting records for the month of March, by the way, but they're going to say that everything's going fine. You have China flying spy balloons, more than one, over our country, gathering intelligence. I mean, you throw a dart at the board and everything is going wrong under Joe Biden, but nothing that he's doing is wrong, which is amazing. Again, let me know how you think Joe Biden's doing, folks. Is he doing well? Is he doing poorly? Would you vote for the guy again? Should you think he's going to run? A lot of stuff you can answer in the comment section. It's so fun reading what you guys have to say because some of the stuff you guys say is hilarious and I get a freaking crack up out of it in the morning drinking my coffee. I absolutely love it. Or sometimes I'm scrolling through during lunch. You guys are a lot wiser than I am in the sense of, yeah, the knowledge that you have, but also your comedy that you're spewing. I absolutely love it. Again, hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already.
I hope you enjoyed that clip from the Bald Brad Show. If you did, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on all our future content.